Just going to show you a very useful app that I've discovered. It's GPS map camera. This is rather splendid. It will give you latitude, longitude, the weather, the time and the date, and you have the option of either seeing this on your photos or not. So if we go to GPS picture save, gives you the option of taking an original without a stamp and one with a stamp. I'm happy to leave it with both. Actually, a lot of the time I would just go without the stamp altogether, but it looks prettier for this. Not really sure what the prompt dialog does. It's interesting. We'll see. So actually something else you want to set up is have a good GPS location. There's no point taking a geo-stamped, geo-referenced picture or video without having something like that. I think this just does pictures actually. That's fine by me. You can change the nature of your stamp. There's different stylings. You can switch things off and on within those with these. You can change the transparency, etc. It's all very nice. And most importantly, you can change the file name. Now the file name is important because if you can pass this information into a file name, it's very easy to get a spreadsheet to read a file and extract all of that information into a spreadsheet, which is why we're so excited about this app. So add cumulative number. So you've got this serial number, which is always useful if you're doing a survey. You can refer to information stored elsewhere. Perhaps you have a pro forma that you take into the field and you fill out. For instance, if you're doing a bat roost suitability assessment, you can change the order of your name. I'm going to leave it as it is because I programmed a spreadsheet to read it like this. So the order is serial number, time and date and time even, latitude and longitude, decimal, and you put a project name at the end. And the brackets map just means that this particular one will take via the photo without, with a map, but it will also have one called brackets org at the end as well. So yeah, you can take a photo. See, it waited a little while before it got what it considers to be a good GPS fix. And you can go through historically and you can look at other photos, which is this very lifelike seal on my bed there. You can go to the map and show you where that seal was, just in case you want to visit it. And shows you all the details. And this is really cool as well. It will show you street view. So yes, this is a super useful app. I'd highly recommend people downloading it and using it. Thank you very much. Hello, today I'm going to show you how to use this spreadsheet with this web page to create files that look something like this. So this is a nested folder structure. So you've got two different folders inside here, and I've got different symbologies on them, which is easy to implement because they're in different folders. So each one of these has a photo inside it. In most cases a very boring photograph, but it has information in it about date and time, latitude and longitude. Pretty useful, very good app. And just delete these. So going back to spreadsheet to delete all of this, show you first of all some instructions. This shows you the icon for GPS map camera app, which is the one that you want to download for this, because that's what supports this very particular folder file structure, which is used by this spreadsheet to enable us to create with this website these files. So this will eventually contain the URL of this video. So first things first, list files. This will open up a file picker. I pick the folder where I want it to look. In this one. It's extracted all of those details. This is a full file path which will be used to create the Google Earth file, and the name is a very long name with this serial number, date, time, latitude, longitude, and survey and project. In this case it's test or animals. So extract details, there we go. Next thing, you can create a folder. So in this case it's going to be a folder with a single level of nesting. You can increase the number of layers of nesting if you wish to. This would just have two folders, test and animals, side by side, but you could have that contained in another folder or something. So create folder. Now I'll just show you how that works. I'm going to select two. So it takes the one from the left, creates a folder with everything. Every one of these is a unique identity, and then everything in this column that's unique creates a folder for it. So it's a bit nonsensical because you don't really want to do that with a longitude. It's just a for instance. So actually just going to, that's what happens when you do it. No, I don't mean to do that. I just want to cancel that and exit, which is fine. Okay, stop the debugger. It's not a big deal if you have a debug message like that. So create folder, there we go, that's what I meant. So it's now created a column called folder. You could just have renamed this one folder, it's fine, doesn't matter. So next thing you do is you save this somewhere else, move all copy to new book, create a copy, and it's a new book. I'm going to create it because I want to keep this in the original. I don't really know why. There we go. Save this as something with a name. Browse desktop. Yeah, put it on my desktop. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm just going to stick it on my desktop. Browse to this. Whilst we're here, I'll just show you that there are actually quite a heap of different options that you can use for formatting. You can change icon colors, folder structures, showing you icon text, descriptions, all sorts of attributes. Very, very cool indeed. If you had a continuous variable and you wanted to plot it as a hue, then you could do that by scaling it to the number 360 and rounding it to an integer and use that, which would, you know, require a bit of clever coding, if I say so myself. I've not implemented it in this particular spreadsheet, but I've got others that have, the NBN Data Explorer being an example. So you could pick different icon types if you wanted. Loads of options. If you're an Excel developer, then there are all kinds of things you can do with this. But I'm just going to keep it simple and show you what I can do with this particular one. So have I uploaded it yet? View on Google Earth. So it's now created this file. I'll just open that up. look inside, see there are these two folders. And delete that one. Because they're in separate folders, you can now format them separately as well. So, you know, if you want to make them look different, very easy to do so now. So you can at a glance tell what all these different categories of thing are. And that's pretty much that really. Very exciting pictures. They do look better when you take them as landscape. It defaults to that. I don't know how to change that. It doesn't really matter to me, to be honest. I hope that's been useful. One thing I would recommend is when you leave a file like this, just clear all of the details. Leave it fresh for someone else to use. Thank you for your time. I hope this has been helpful.